Welcome to Bayhill News Network Morning News, sponsored by
This Tasty Roti Skin can be found at Randy and Bonnie Supermarket, or you can order This Tasty Roti and Skin at 1784-528-2979. That's 1784-528-2879. Looking for a place to relax with natural cool breeze and friendly surroundings? Then check the Bayhill Tree Bar, located at Bayhill Cane Garden. We have everything a bar will have. We also sell Shell 20 pounds cooking gas at the Bayhill Tree Bar.
In the news. Last Saturday, Old George one-man walk for Union Island in Canada. This what Old George had to say after the walk.
I thought I had retired from this kind of walking. When I saw what took place in Union Island and the other Grenadine Islands, I was moved to come out of my retirement and do something special. And that's when I thought about doing a one-man walkathon to raise funds for the victims of Hurricane Beryl in Union Island. I had no choice, as my roots are deeply embedded in Union Island. My granddad is from Union Island, my dad also is from Union Island. And my grandmother was from Canawan. I'm now being challenged to do a similar thing for Canawan. I plan to do a dance-a-thon in Canawan in the very near future. I'm very grateful to everyone who generously contributed to the walkathon yesterday. And special thanks must be given to Nice Radio and the WFM for interviewing me regarding the walk, and also to Boom FM and Concordia Radio in Toronto and the Bayhill News Network. Thank you very much. And donations are still welcome. Just contact me at 514-831-7654 or email me at socialnurse@hotmail.com. Again, thanks to everyone for your support, and I hope that I will have similar support in my future projects. Thanks again.
Senior Education Officer in the Department of Adult and Continuing Education Desiree K. Richards said the unit remains committed to providing Vincentians with adequate training and skills for the workforce. Richards noted that among the programs for September are Foundations of English and Mathematics, Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC, courses and the Skills Training component. CSEC registration is now open for persons to apply. Richards added that despite the passage of Hurricane Beryl, the CSEC programs in the Southern Grenadines will continue as planned and in all zones. However, she said that there are certain programs which will have to be rescheduled, including cake baking and decorating, housekeeping and tiling. There will be continuing training in hospitality and etiquette in Georgetown, while at the Glen Learning Resource Center, they will still offer training in areas of makeup artistry, carpentry, and tie-dyeing.
Police arrested and charged Kamal Ballantyne, a 22-year-old mechanic of Glen, with the offense of burglary and assault. According to the investigations, the accused allegedly entered the dwelling house of a 65-year-old self-employed resident of Glen as a trespasser, by forcibly opening a wooden door, and assaulted a 21-year-old unemployed resident of the same address, by raising his hand at her. The offense occurred on August 10, 2024 at Glen.
Police arrested and charged Watson Keel, a 33-year-old farmer of Borrowali, with the offense of assault. According to reports, Keel was charged with the theft of one black Samsung tablet valued at $433.60 ECC, the property of the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The offense was committed on August 2, 2024 in Borrowali. Additionally, the accused allegedly assaulted a 42-year-old domestic also from Borrowali, by hitting her on the right side of her head with a bottle, causing actual bodily harm. The offense was committed on August 5, 2024, in Borrowali.
We now join for the Caribbean News Desk Morning Edition.
From the Caribbean News Desk, the Morning Edition. Good morning, I'm Dennis Chabrol.
And I'm Kendall Morgan with the latest from across the Caribbean.
Dutch St. Martin voters are going to the polls today to elect a new government, and the voting bureau will test the new system to generate election results quickly. Just over 20,000 persons are eligible to vote. There are 9 political parties and 116 candidates. Chairman of the Central Voting Bureau, Natalie Tackling, says a new electronic system is being used to provide preliminary results as early as possible.
Because this is the first time that we're testing this software, we're running it in tandem with the regular manual way of doing things to be able to double double check and cross-reference. We don't want to be completely reliant on a new software that indeed we are testing now for the first time. So this is why I mention it kind of as a way that we're looking to professionalize and kind of move forward and modernize the way that we get election results. But this is the first time that we're testing it.
The leader of Trinidad and Tobago's Governing People's National Movement is disappointed that the opposition United National Congress (UNC) has not participated in the country's constitutional reform process. Dr. Keith Rowley, who is the Twin Island nation's Prime Minister, made known his position at the special PNM Convention on Constitutional Reform.
I'm a little disappointed at this stage to say that the group of people who are in fact an arm of the government and the parliament under the leadership of the UNC, I am disappointed that the official opposition chose up to this point to not participate in this process. Because this is in fact not a PNM process, it's a national process.
He believes that the 785 persons who participated in constitutional reform hearings represent the views of people of Trinidad and Tobago. The PNM leader, however, says there is an opportunity for all stakeholders to participate in a national conference on constitutional reform after a public education drive.
And we are hoping that we can have that national forum after this period of public education, which the Ministry of Government Communication and the committee can engage in, and look at maybe the first week in November to have that national forum where people like us, the PNM, can go to the national forum, other political parties and any delegates, a delegate body that comes to this conference, bringing to it the position of the various entities.
The upcoming annual conference of the opposition Democratic Labour Party, DLP, in Barbados is taking on added interest following last Friday's announcement that President Dr. Ronnie Yearwood and General Secretary Steve Blackett had been expelled from the party. The expulsion by the DLP's General Counsel on the recommendation of its disciplinary committee marked a major escalation of the internal conflict that has plagued the party for months. The party's interim leadership has earlier said they hoped the conference could mark a turning point and provide an opportunity for a show of unity. Meanwhile, political analyst Peter Wickham has expressed some surprise with President Yearwood's removal.
I think that the expulsion is regrettable. I think that Yearwood's conversation and his messages and so on could have been managed for an integration of him back into the situation and the Democratic Labour Party. But more importantly, for him as a politician, I think that he has a future in politics, and I believe that after the next election, the Democratic Labour Party would need Yearwoods and people like Yearwood, bright young people with a political future, to be able to shape their politics going forward.
Disaster officials in Bermuda are reporting that there was no significant damage despite a prolonged battering from Hurricane Ernesto over the weekend. The hurricane, however, left thousands of residents without electricity and caused temporary blockage of roads from fallen trees. Lyndon Rayner of the Disaster Risk Reduction and Mitigation Team says cleanup is well underway.
We are in a very good spot. We had no adverse reports of any injuries or major infrastructure damage to our properties. I think most people may have just suffered from flooding, which probably should be expected with the amount of rain that we had prior to the onset of Hurricane Ernesto and then during the storm itself.
Grenada held a weekend of activities for its returning Olympians who won an historic 2 medals at the just-ended Paris Olympics. The Governor-General and Prime Minister led a welcome home delegation at the country's Morris Bishop International Airport on Saturday, and this was followed by a motorcade through several communities yesterday. 400-meter specialist Karani James, who missed a medal at this Olympics but already holds gold, silver and bronze medals in the event, praised the continuing national support.
It's all about invoking this feeling right here, this feeling of pride, this feeling of joy, of happiness. So we all have a part to play in terms of making Grenada what it is, to aspire, to build, to advance as one people, one family. May God bless our nation.
Lyndon Victor won Grenada a bronze medal in the men's decathlon and Anderson Peters bronze in the men's javelin. This has been the morning edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp on +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.
This have been your morning news on Bayhill News Network with the kind sponsors.
Looking for a place to relax with natural cool breeze and friendly surroundings? Then check the Bayhill Tree Bar, located at Bayhill Cane Garden. We have everything a bar will have. We also sell Shell 20 pounds cooking gas at the Bayhill Tree Bar. This tasty roti skin can be found at Randy and Bonnie's Supermarket, or you can order this tasty roti and skin at 1784-528-2979. That's 1784-528-2879.